In the middle of a very special two-part episode of Grit Branded, as Rafter P Construction's own Brad Pryor sits down with Mike Luna.
I felt like what I felt, and I felt like what your family felt.
Yeah, amen.
We take a person that is the most outgoing, upbeat, pushing every day,
Yeah.
and he's there to help us, and you can't do nothing about it. I haven't never felt that before.
Yeah.
And trying to be there for your wife and your kids,
Yeah.
and like it was a lot, you know. And I'm not good at handling any of that, but I just felt like this wasn't over.
No, 100%.
You know, and I'm like,
that was just the beginning.
That was just the beginning.
Yes.
And it was the weirdest feeling. And I don't think we ever even talked about this.
No.
But it was the most eerie but best feeling in the world because I knew you weren't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know why I even felt it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just a feeling that came over me.
Yeah.
And probably because there's somebody looking out for me that said,
100%.
hey, you know,
Yes.
this is the emotion you need to feel right now. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And you know, and we didn't know
No.
for a while.
Yeah.
What is Mikey going to return back to?
Yeah.
Is he just going to be a guy that lays up?
Yeah.
He's going to be a guy that goes back to work. And you're sitting here worrying, and Mom is calling me like I'm not even going to repeat all the phone calls in your head.
Yeah.
And I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but concerned about work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what, you know, is he gonna have a job? Or is there blah blah blah? You know, and luckily, I believe you had some Aflac.
Yeah.
And
it helped.
And we supplemented.
Shout out to Aflac. Yeah.
Big job. They helped Jimmy.
Oh man, 100%.
You know what I mean? And that's
100%.
that is a big thing, and people don't realize. It's hard to tell strong men that are thriving every day, hey, you need spend an extra $15 for this day when you might.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. But and you know, Monica's like, hey, don't worry about it. When you weren't getting the checks yet, you know, and like, it was just stuff like we wanted to make sure it was gonna be okay, and they kept worrying about you worrying about Monica, worrying about like Monica's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
She said, well, we don't know where he's gonna be if he'll ever return to work. I said, I don't care. I don't care. This is not about a business affair right now.
Yeah.
This is about Mike Luna. You know, we're gonna get him where he needs to get to. He's gonna do it.
Right.
But I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
So let's just go down this journey together.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know how many months later it was, but I mean, you're back.
3 months.
3 months.
It's 3 months, and
you're in the hospital the whole time.
The whole time, man. It's crazy, brother, because never once did I miss a paycheck.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Never once did I worry because you told me, right? Oh, don't worry about it. I got you. And so that's all I needed to hear because I knew that you were a man of your word. And I told my wife, I told Monica, I was like, if he says it not to worry, I'm not going to worry. What is it to worry about? I mean, you know, I've made it this far. Like, we'll figure it out. But this is the beauty of working for Rafter P. Once you're family, you're always family. And if you're willing to pour into Rafter P, right? If you're willing to pour into the family, if you're willing to pour into the system that's in place, you're always going to be family.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so never once did I worry about any of that because I knew you were a man of your word, and I knew that I was going to do everything in my power when it was my time to come back and give you everything that I had. And it's been that way. It's been that way ever since. And I respect you for who you are. You know what I mean? And it means a lot to be here, sitting in this chair right now, just having this conversation with you because I could have easily be 6 feet deep right now. But the good Lord had a plan. I'm here doing it, and my family at Rafter P is exactly just that. They're my family.
Right.
They're an extension of my bloodline.
And we
my
all
blood,
feel.
You know what I mean?
We love you too.
Yeah.
We all feel the same thing for you.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not over talking Michael Luna up to have everybody feel that way. They feel that way because you are who you are.
Thank you.
And they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I will say I'll probably have to take the middle of the heart, and you and Becca are going to have to share it.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get stuck with a dagger.
Yeah, she's
but
not gonna.
She is my girl about, keeping us all in check about things, all of us.
Yes.
But, that all went down, and I believe you're still running a crew at the time.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
It was me, Simon, and I think at that time, that was it at the time.
Yeah.
Because I think Hugo and somebody else had went their own separate ways. But, Simon stuck around and waited on me. And, we were able to link back up. And
get back rolling.
Yeah, get back.
So you get back hitting it hard. Mm-hmm. I think you found church one was something different first.
It was a church RC.
Church RC.
Yeah, because they were based
Okay.
out of Roy City.
Yeah, in a little wedding chapel.
Yeah.
I believe you were already there.
Yeah, I was.
And I was listening to things, and when I was married, and my family brought out there, and we started getting involved, and I started seeing a different lot of Michael in him, which I feel like today has made you more of a leader, more empowered, strong for your family.
Yes.
When you were already strong.
Yeah.
But it gave you all the other things that I necessarily couldn't put in you.
Right.
I can put in I love you and I'll take care of
absolutely,
you. And I want you to work hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like that spiritual upbringing has your whole family's involved.
Man, for sure, yeah. Yeah, so, I fought it. I was, born and raised Catholic, and Monica was non-denominational Baptist. And so it was, I always wanted it, but I didn't know how to achieve it, right? And so, my daughter, Courtney, man, she found God at an early age, and that wasn't because of me. But she really pushed for us to get into church, get into community. So I remember them, asking me like, hey, and Lyric, Tony Jacobs and Kelly's young, like, hey, come to church, just please try it one time. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. And my wife, like, her jaw dropped. She was like, you're gonna go for real? I was like, yeah, I want to go. Why not? You know what I mean? Now this is just a midst of us having a good time, drinking a little bit, just enjoying life. And man, the first time I went, I felt like God spoke to me and said, this is where you need to be. This is where I want you. And it changed my life. It changed my life because it was the leadership that you instilled in me just took it to a whole nother level, because I allowed God to just do what he wanted to do with me. And it changed my whole aspect of life and how I wanted to, like, lead men, you know what I mean? Like, truly lead men in a way that's, compassionate, loving, but at the same time firm, because I remember we had those conversations like, hey, everybody has to make decisions, you know what I mean? Sure. So you have to know that you still have to do your job. I was like, absolutely. So I learned how to manage and to...
I think you created better fathers, better husbands, all the things that go along with being a family too.
Absolutely.
And these young men that you're bringing up and you're working with day to day.
Yes.
We've got a different mix of how we do construction.
Yes, absolutely.
We're not, let's go have bars, let's go chase girls, and we'll get home whenever we get home.
Yeah.
And we've all lived that life of that kind of stuff, but I feel like it's the new type of stuff that we're into and what we want to do. We don't need you out drinking and chasing girls.
Heck no.
We need you at work the next day,
absolutely.
being at your 150% because we're giving 200%.
And I would say this, like, when I was a foreman, and we had a bunch of gentlemen like myself at the time, that were of the same age, mind you, late 30s, going into my early 40s, and it was different, right? We could deal with the toughness, being, right. Whatever needs to get done, we're going to do it. And so with this younger generation, I knew it was going to take a little bit of patience and a lot of God, because I knew it. With myself, I would if I was going to do it, I was going to mess it up. But if I allowed God to truly flow through me, then anything was possible at that point. And man, to see the men that we have now, the young men, all the way from 21 years old to like 28, 29, is unheard of to have foremen that young, and to be that, excuse my language, that damn good.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they are. They're and that's something that that's a testament to you allowing me to lead these men and minister to them in a way that is different.
It is very different,
right? It's.
But I would put them 20-year-olds in front of a 55-year-old
all day long. All day long.
They're going to work circles around
all day long. Yeah, and I would
take my 45-year-old guys that work against the 55-year-old. We're still going to work circles around.
Amen.
But with just our next generation that we're learning how to evolve with the world we live in, and not saying we're going to back down to what our morals are or how we want business to be, but we're creating leadership and we're creating them a home.
That's it.
Where they can feel comfortable so they can go create a home at home.
Yeah.
If they're going to work and they feel like they're part of a scattered branch of spider webs and they don't really know which way they're going, when they go home, they're going to feel the same way.
Exactly.
But when you go to work and you know you're there to provide for your family,
Yeah.
and you're consistently, you know, you get a check every Friday, you know you're going to be taken care of, you're going to get the best tools we can get in front of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can go home and all you got to do is worry about your family.
It's everything.
That's everything.
That's everything.
You know, and that's easier to raise those gentlemen at that young age to give them that consistency when you do that.
Yeah.
Because most people don't do it that way.
No, they don't. They don't. And I think the heart that you have, that Colt has, that Kurt has, again, man, it just exudes out of y'all. So it's kind of infectious, you know what I mean? So it trickles down to us, and we're able to give that to the guys, and they know that they truly work for a company that really cares. Like, if you come to work for Rafter P, you put in the time, right? You put in the effort.
Ain't gonna be given to you.
Man, it's not going to be given to you, but I guarantee you this, that you won't find another better company to work for.
No.
And I can say that from the bottom of my heart, because I started from the bottom and worked my way up, and it's just a testament of hard work. That's it.
Well, most people, you know, when we get to this level, there's a for sale sign on the front door.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's polar opposite. It'll never be for sale.
No, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is going to be left to everybody that's built it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And how that works, we'll all figure it out.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, I just see that journey that we're going through, and how, you know, me and Colt talked about this in our other, like, it's just hard to beat it because you can't take what you need from me to be able to compete.
Yeah.
You need the money, you need the people. The people is the big part of it.
That's everything.
Anybody can go get some money.
Yeah.
But getting the people, it's not going to happen, because those people thrive on the people that are there.
Yeah.
Because that's who makes everybody successful.
Amen. Amen.
And I feel like that's what works for us.
Yeah, the culture here is different. It's a culture shock for people that come in and see, like, wait, y'all truly do care? And we're like, yeah, we told you that from the beginning. Like, we're just not blowing smoke up your rear end to get you in. Like, this is the culture around here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're hurting, we're hurting, right? If you're lacking, we're lacking. So we're going to be there to pick you up. We're going to be there to champion you, to be a phone call away, a text message away. If you need something, I don't care if you're just a grunt on a crew or if you're the foreman. Like, we're there for you 24/7.
Right.
And
we
that
do-
starts with you, because you've always had that open,
Right.
policy. So that
When there's been people that need money along the way, and
Yeah.
people we believe in, we help them out with it, give them a little loan, get it back. I mean, to me, it's because I know what that is going to happen, what will happen if you say no.
Yeah.
Their life's going to fail, they're going to crumble,
Yeah.
or they're going to go take a job somewhere else that somebody give them a sign-on bonus or whatever, and I'm losing that quality employee over a situation that I can help and harbor a little bit
Amen.
to get them through that situation. And people, corporate America doesn't teach people that.
Nah.
And that's everybody's like, why don't you pay salespeople? Why don't you do incentive-based stuff? Why don't you, why? I'm not corporate America. I take care of my people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. There's things that it's between me and you that I do for you, and there's things I do for somebody else.
That's right.
That's our thing.
Amen.
And that's corporate America just wants to sit there. You sell this much, and you get this much done at a certain time. You get this kind of incentive.
Yeah.
To me, that's what breaks a family apart.
No, 100%.
You ever
100%.
it's just like you think about our marriage, when a wife and the husband are always in competition and not a team.
Yeah.
They're never going to be united.
Yeah, none.
And be a
Never.
whole.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in a company. If you're going to create competition when it's based off money or whatever it is, or happiness, then you're going to create between all of y'all nothing.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is sit there. You're going to repetitively waste your time with people.
That's it.
And it's just not worth it to me.
Yeah.
We make enough money. We take care of people the best we can. And our business is a little volatile. Sometimes things are great, and sometimes it's terrible.
Part of it.
It's
right?
part of it. It's weather, it's economy, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And we sell different products, so it's hard to say
which one's
we're going to make this much this year, and this is how much incentive base you can get.
Yeah.
I'm setting myself up for failure.
Yeah.
Because it could rain for 6 months and we're in trouble.
We've been there before.
Yeah.
We've been there. But the beauty of it is, like, we've always leaned on each other, and we always knew, like, we had our boss that was always going to go out there and do everything that he could do. So, when it's our turn. Like, it's real easy to do.
Right.
Yeah, and I know for me, the whole time that I've been here, I've never panicked.
Yeah.
I never worried about a paycheck, because I knew your heart. I knew your work ethic and your determination was always going to persevere. So why worry?
That.
Yeah, why worry?
Well, I agree.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about church life a little bit.
Yeah.
So Brian and Crystal,
Yes.
they have Church One. We built the original part of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm gonna reach out to Brian and have a conversation with him. But when I broke away from the church, it wasn't. It was Brad in a bad time.
Yeah.
And in a bad spot in life. And
we miss you.
Right. Yeah. So I do want to have a gentleman's conversation with him one day when we're in the same room and apologize for my approach to that.
Yeah.
But I have 2 children that have been baptized.
Yes.
There. And I don't discriminate nothing about the church.
Yeah.
And it was just me in a bad time.
Yeah.
But I look back and I see how much it's done for so many people.
Ooh, yes.
And so many people, and not just in the company, but in our community.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be upset, or you got to really think about your decisions you're making, because look at all of what it's doing.
Yeah. Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's being a grown up Brad. You know what I mean? Hard headed Brad. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But me, like my children love it. My ex-wife loves it. There's a lot of people I know around it that go there.
Yeah.
And are happy.
Yeah.
And it just made their life better, or their marriage better.
100%.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think their dynamics are very cool.
Yeah.
You have a male pastor and you have a female pastor.
Yeah.
And I think that really helps in a setting like that, because you have people that, I know Brittany, my ex-wife, she loves Crystal's. They have that little conference for
sisterhood.
Yeah. They have that. She loves that. And she's drugged. I don't know how many friends to it. You know how many lives does it change when they drink?
Oh, man.
So having that, that preaching, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
In 2 different genders, I think that's very cool. That
100%.
You're reaching everybody on a different level.
Yeah.
And how they split up and do it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about church life?
Absolutely.
What your roles are there?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So going in, I was your typical just sideline Christian, if you will. I was cool going to church, but I didn't want to participate in anything. Yeah, because I still had the pride issue. I was dealing with a lot of pride. Growing up Hispanic, and of course in the neighborhood that I grew up in, man, you were never allowed to show any type of vulnerability or crying or your emotions. So when I came to one church, it was different. Like, hey, you've been called higher to do this and do that, but there's things that you have to let go. And so one of them for me was my pride, and I was still partying and still doing my thing, but just being consistent with anything that you do, eventually it's going to catch on. It's going to catch fire. And so the more I made myself presentable to be at church and to really grasp what God was speaking to me was, hey man, you want me to give you everything for your family and for yourself, but you won't give me all of you. So I had a full blown one-on-one conversation with God. And when I was 44 years old, I truly, truly committed to Christ, and I gave up everything. I fully surrendered, right? And so this was in the transition period of you bringing me out from the field and coming in and
you had a whole whirlwind.
For real. And so that was the beauty of what God can do for you, and having opportunities and a boss like yourself to give you an opportunity like that. And so I went from being a sideline Christian, basically just going through the motions, to where I started, being an usher. Right. From being an usher, I went to being a lead usher. Then from being a lead usher, I went on to being a captain. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you, like, what I was walking through with church, I was walking through in my career as well with Rafter P. So God was just taking me from glory to glory. So I was like, okay, what else do you have for me? Well, he was like, all right, I'm going to restore your whole family because you're the head of the household, have given your life to me. Now I'm going to restore all of your family. My son was walking through some hard times, came back to his family. Courtney and Ty have always been plugged in. Courtney's works for the church now. Crazy, you know what I mean? To see her working there, but she's in production. She's also a leader for the worship team. Thailand is,
She sings.
And she sings, yes.
Beautifully.
Yeah, beautifully. And she got it from me. But no, I'm just joking. But Ty's over the youth ministry.
He's a great kid.
Oh my God.
Great man.
I couldn't ask for a better husband for my.
I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah. I'm in all of it, of him.
And that's a big thing with a man.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're all nervous about that man. It's going to take your baby girl.
Yeah, come on.
And hope he's a man when he takes that baby girl.
Yeah.
Because You've been very lucky.
Oh, I've been very blessed because I mean, that's not you. We've always had this conversation. Like, man, they hurt my daughter. It's Bradley. You're gonna have to come bail me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I praise God that he blessed Courtney with Tylen, and man, they have 2 beautiful babies. I have Leah and Josiah. And I'm thankful
cool
for
name.
that. It is, dude. If you look at it in the Bible, he was a king. He was
really,
yeah. So it was
cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. And my son Christopher and his wife Adriana, they have 3: Valerie, Victoria, and then little Christopher. So he's Christopher the third. I'm the first, and my son, and then him, and then I have Corey. Corey actually works with Rafter P as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to say that it's not a family-oriented business is a lie, because I trusted enough that my son's here, and I believe in it enough that my son's working here, and he knows, like, man, I've seen what it's done for you, Dad. I want the same.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so walking through that, man, I've grown throughout the church. I've become leaders and leading groups, and I just came off of a 9-day crusade with ministry. We went to 6 different prisons. You know what I mean? Man, that was never me before.
You know what a prison is to me? You can judge all that's happened or what they've done.
Yeah.
And none of us nobody ever wants to talk about what exactly they've done.
Yeah.
But what you got a group confined that are broken.
100%.
And all they need is that one person to say they're right.
Man, come on, that's it.
And this podcast is about that.
Absolutely.
I don't have no problem sitting in a prison with 5,000 people and have a podcast.
Let's go.
And I'll sit there and talk to the worst guy in the world.
Amen.
But I'll make him find a way to be successful.
100%.
And that's my goal with this
brother.
podcast. Is like, I want people to be better, to know that this is Mike Luna's story.
Yeah.
Look where he came from, just being a guy out in the field.
Yeah.
Being leadership in church, leadership in his house.
Yeah, man.
Being leadership when me or you, were none of those people.
None.
Before.
Absolutely.
And that's what one thing I can appreciate about one church is I look at knotheads like Tony.
Oh, whew.
Knotheads like me and you.
Yeah.
And I look at where they are with their family.
Man.
And what they're doing in work, and how big a difference is made from where we were.
Yeah, it changed
everything.
Changed everything.
So how can you not be behind that?
No, 100%.
So that's awesome. So I did a crusade.
Yeah,
days.
And then of course Rafter P helped me sponsor my part in what I had to do. I got the luxury last year of going to Africa. Y'all helped me as well with that, and it's just awesome, man. Because the more that God elevates, the more like you and Colt, like just whatever you need, you let me know, and that's awesome. I mean, because it's something different, but it also relates to what we're doing throughout Rafter P. Like we're building, edifying, and there's nothing better to see the results when you're able to have your hand in something, knowing that this is really not from you, but this is what happens when you make yourself available.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so with that being said, it's just like, man, I'm in awe of what God is doing. I'm in awe of what Rafter P is doing, because it's just a reflection of true, genuine leadership. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Well, and I feel like this company, the grit that it has, I feel like it's an old hardwood, it's an old tree.
Yeah.
And we're all the branches of it, but all our souls are tied down to the roots. And that tree's not going to blow over.
Come on.
That tree's just going to grow.
Yeah.
And it has no age to it. And I feel like all those branches is our kids, our grandkids, our future generations, or whatever. And I feel like to me, when the seasons come, sometimes the leaves are there, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But we pick each other up on those days.
That's right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And just because the tree is not blooming doesn't mean it's dead.
That's it.
And that's the way I feel about things on stormy days, or need to pick somebody up or help them. It's gonna green back out. It's gonna bloom back out. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay.
Just gotta have faith. You know what I mean?
Faith.
Yeah, that's it.
And believe in what you're doing.
That's it. And the process here works. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I love it, and I wouldn't change it.
So what is your grit, Mikey?
I would say my grit would be no compromise. Right? I'm not compromising for anything. I am not compromising my faith. I'm not compromising my work ethic. I'm not compromising my morals. I'm not compromising my leadership, because I've learned from the best. Why would I? You know what I mean?
You don't have to.
I don't have to. And so with that being said, it's just like, man, I get asked all the time. It's like, all the time. It's like, what drives you, like, to get up every morning? I love what I do. I love where I work. You know what I mean? I love that I have the.
Not hard.
Yeah, I love that my hard work is paid off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because that what fuels me so much.
Yeah.
My hard work's paying off. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at everybody else that's right there beside me, not below me, beside me.
Yeah.
That are all going the same direction.
Yeah.
And I see it in their face. And that's a big reward for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I love it because it's like, man, I was just a peon just trying to make life work 20-something years ago and didn't know. None of us do.
Yeah.
You know, and now looking around and just naturally happened.
Well, I will say this, Bradley, because you were faithful to step out, not knowing what it looked like, right? And, you know, faith is the substance of things not seen, right? But you're believing because you have something deep down inside like you want to achieve, right? Because of that, look how much fruit that tree has and it's good fruit. Yeah. It's not bad fruit. Now, we've had our bad fruit. But that's the beauty of it. Like, when you have so much good fruit, that fruit can't stay around, right? It has to go. And so you stepping out and you being faithful, man, it's we all are benefiting from that.
Right.
From that stepping out and just saying, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna have faith.
This is a generational thing. I want this thing never to be for sale.
Come on.
It keeps doing it. And you have to be able to feed it that way or it'll go away.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So as many times as I would say, which I'll never be doing, but you know, so y'all put me in a hole. That's probably when I'll be done.
There you go.
But you know that's the thing is like you gotta every time I get a wild idea or get we needed this, we needed that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about plugging generational things into the company.
Yeah.
So it never fails. So I'm looking for this next avenue. Yeah. I got this person that can do it. This person can do it. Next thing you know, it worked. And it works again. And it just keeps happening and happening. Yeah. And I'm thinking that's generational wealth of work.
Absolutely.
In a company.
Absolutely.
You know, most people don't think about it. They try to get to a certain dollar mark and they're for sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares how it happened?
Yeah.
Those people meant nothing to you behind you.
No, and that's because that's a testament to your heart. Like you care so much, not only for the company, but like for the people that work here. And without the people, you know, it's kind of hard to make it go around. And when the people here can feel your heart and they know your heartbeat, it makes all the difference in the world. Sure. Because we know, like we can always depend on you to come through.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Mike Luna, he does all of our operation stuff. Great leader, great man, great father, grandfather.
Yes.
Love you to death, brother.
Thank you, brother. Love you. God bless.
Each and every Tuesday, catch a new episode of Grip Branded as we dive into stories from all walks of life in the hopes of you discovering what your grit is.